Lloyd, we're back in.
Yes. Ready to keep it. Excuse me, Mr. Bonner, go ahead and speak.
200 a month for everybody, leave tax rate the same.
Now, when we say for everybody,
For everybody. 105,
110, that's 264,000.
yeah.
What we talked about last quarter was gonna be 89,000. That's 1,200 for certain employees.
Is that a motion, Andy?
What?
I second.
Oh, I agree with both. You didn't run the numbers, I mean, we don't know. We got-
okay, how much is it gonna cost, Andy, for everybody?
200.
Get it figured.
I did.
Yeah.
264,000.
Right, and where do you wanna put that?
Okay.
When we need to look at different
Where do
places
you want
like
the money to come from?
contingency.
There's not that much that we can do, unless we take some out of capital, out of surplus.
What you talking about, okay, 42.
If we do that for everybody like that, would you take that 157,000 and buy 2 cars instead of one, and we make up the difference?
We've already voted to buy 2 cars out of that,
We're talking about 2 cars,
out of this.
one that they can get their hands on right now.
Yeah.
You check on the other.
Then we kick in the
No,
other.
we're talking about this budget now.
That we want, I don't know.
We're talking about this
You're
budget
talking about the 157,000, you said you don't know where you're gonna spend it.
that we have left over.
Yeah.
Yes, because we didn't get the 2 cars in that were coming.
We can find some cars somewhere.
Which we have. That's what I'm saying. We know for sure one. We know for sure one is
Okay.
sitting there waiting for us to pick
But
up.
I know that
as
you
long as
got,
we can
I know
get-
you got an investigator that needs a vehicle,
Who?
Brody.
The vehicle's fine. But because when we get new ones, they get the best of what's left. Just like me and the chief.
But I guess what I'm saying is do we have to spend it on Tahoe or whatever? We got 6 coming right now.
We have 6 coming,
Well,
should
that's
be here
7.
by
That's-
January.
That's half your fleet right there.
We have 6 coming that should be here by January. It's already taken care of. I was gonna order 2 more, come with this next SB22 coming in, like we agreed upon.
That's what we heard last year though, and they didn't come.
Yes, but the 2 we've already changed that intent to the vehicles that they will supposedly have. They're not Tahoes. We're just gonna get something else, so we get some vehicles in. The 6 we got coming are Tahoes, we've already ordered them, they're just,
What can we get before the end of this budget?
at least one.
At least
And
one.
we're
Where
working
can
on
we
it.
get one more?
Yeah, and we can try and work on another one, yes. But we
Would
need
you,
one that's there.
would you commit to that money being spent on vehicles? Even if it come down to buying a F-150?
Well, here,
We've already voted to do that.
Not on the 157,000 that he's got left over right now.
We had bought not one out of our.
yeah, we haven't paid anything out of it because,
We voted.
That's what
to
I'm
buy.
saying, I want that money if we're gonna give these raises.
yes,
But you'd do that.
I agree with that, yes.
Okay.
But I also thought I was getting like equipment and stuff out of this. And that's gonna cost y'all $31,000.
But a while ago, you said
Because next year I can get this.
157,000 and you didn't know where you were
Changes
gonna
every
spend
time.
it.
When do you get your new money? Is it first of the year or is it October?
I think they have to file it by October 31st, this time. They'll have to file for the grant by October 31st. It's 30 days, I believe, after the new budget. Our new budget starts October 1st, so 30 days after that, we put in for it, and then we'll get that 350.
When do you get, I mean, so that's a month after
That's when they put in for it.
Yes. And when's the money actually get to your office?
That we're not gonna know, because we didn't get it this year till January, I think. Either way, we've got 2 cars already intended on purchasing out of that 350 next year.
That's good, and you should, but I'm talking about the 157.
Yeah, if y'all want to spend $30,000 more dollars on top of it, because I only got 157, it's gonna cost about 190, 194.
For 2 cars.
Yes. That's why I was looking at trying to get the one we could at least get this year for sure. Knowing how much we're gonna have left over now, seeing how it worked out this year, I could get at least 3 next year instead of the 2. And by that time, when all those come in, I got a whole brand new fleet. My oldest vehicle's only gonna be 4 years old.
All right. What are you gonna do?
The ones,
Is the motion that Andy made, is it doable?
What was your motion?
If tax rate's the same, give everybody $2,400 a year more.
All right, where are you gonna get the rest of the money from?
I had it figured, I thought.
I thought we'd take some out of contingency, some of this money that, I'm just asking, some of this money, will there be some money coming back in out of other
We have to
places?
budget it. What, do you wanna budget it out of, fund balance?
Wherever we can get it.
Fund balance, all right?
I mean, that's just my opinion, not everybody else has one too.
That was a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it, more go.
All right. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye? Opposed? None? Motion carried. All right, item number 4 is to discuss the tax rate and vote on the proposed rate and record the vote. Do we have a motion on the rate?
I'll make a motion to leave it the same.
And what is that now?
3219. 3219.
We have a motion to set the tax rate at
3219.
.3219.
The same as it is right
Yes,
now.
it is.
Yeah.
That's the motion, and that is the proposed rate.
Yes, sir.
That's the proposed rate, that's the motion. To set the rate, the proposed rate, and record the vote. So we need for each person to vote. I'll say aye.
Aye.
Is that all, everyone? Any opposed? None. Motion carried. Item number 5 is to vote to set the proposed salaries, expenses, or allowances for the 24-25 fiscal year. And we just said raises for everyone then. So everyone gets a $2,400 raise.
Does that include that?
It said everyone.
Okay,
Is that right?
that's SB 22 and
Yes.
everyone. Okay.
So we will add that $2,400 to each person's rate, each person's current salary, and we will post the elected officials' salaries and expenses. So do we have a motion to do that?
Make it motion.
Do we have a second?
Just have one question before we do that. What about Larry? Did you got no weakness to go on,
It
gonna
will get
raise
the
it?
same thing.
And,
It will get the same raise.
okay.
And then if you want to, after we see what that is, if you want to raise it anymore, you can do it at that time. It's not elected official, so we don't have to post that. All right. Is there a second? To set the proposed salaries, expenses, or allowances for elected officials?
Who made the motion?
I did.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll second.
All in favor, aye. Any opposed? None, motion carried. Item number 6 is to announce the date of the meeting to vote on the tax rate, and that date will be August the 21st at 9 o'clock. Now, do we have any comments from Commissioners Court members?
That's regular court day, right? Yeah.
I have one, the driver's license people have always had the parallel parking poles over at the Baptist church, and now that they have a school, they can't have those poles over there. So, does anybody have a good place to set them up? I was thinking maybe about either one of the churches over here that would have just a little spot maybe.
Calvary.
You want to call Calvary?
Calvary.
Okay, I'll call Calvary, unless you think of someplace else. Anybody else have a comment? If not, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I make the motion.
Second.
Third.
Adjourn.